Welcome back, jet ski fans. In this one, I'm going to be doing some more work on the 1100 exhaust system. I have not yet installed the bleed or the stinger on the expansion chamber, and I'm going to stop promising you guys that I'm doing that because every time I say that I'm going to do it, I sit down, I start doing it, and then I find something else that makes more sense. I want to get this water box mounted in there so that it's secure. It is easy to work on, it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, and it just kind of makes sense as far as the layout goes. So I'm taking my time with it and trying to get everything set up perfectly. I did make something in this video that you guys are going to be really excited about, so stick around for that. And yeah, there's actually a couple of things in this video that are pretty exciting. I'm still running high off the last video. I'm really excited about this project. For a lot of you, you might just see it as an exhaust system, and why would you get so excited about that? I was going to wait until I had a little bit more finished with this project before releasing another video, but I decided not to for a couple of reasons. The first reason being that I'm actually waiting for a couple of couplers for the exhaust system, and they might not be here till Tuesday or Wednesday, so I definitely don't want to wait that long. The other reason is there's a few people following this project now, and I know there's not a lot of jet ski content being released during the winter. The Jet Ski Brothers are down to 2 days a week, and I know that I have a hard time finding some interesting content to watch throughout the week, so I decided to spread mine out a little bit. So hopefully I will get this one out Friday, and then I'll have another video out hopefully Sunday. Anyway, let's get into this video. I am starting to do some pie cuts in order to do 90 degrees with 4 pieces. That would be 22.5 degrees in each cut. So I am set up to do a quadruple of pie cuts. So I'm going to make an attempt at doing that right now, hoping that it turns out. I think in order, yeah. I've never really done this before, not set up like this. So I'm going to go for it, see what happens, and yeah, hope for the best. 11¼ degrees it is. That should work. I'll just bring it out to 40. All right, first successful pie cut. I should have paid closer attention to this. I actually need the pie cuts to be quite a bit smaller. What will make the most sense is if I actually tape this in place, and then I can show you guys what I'm trying to accomplish and why this probably isn't going to work with the large pie cuts. The exhaust is actually over that way too far, so I've got about 2 inches of clearance here and only ½ inch of clearance here, so I'm going to go make some smaller pie cuts, and we're going to try this again and see if it'll work. I was cutting them at 40. I'm going to have to cut them at about 32. All right. This is more like the pie cut that I need. I need it to be almost nothing through the center. I've got to make 3 more of these. I think I'll do it off camera because it's going to be quite tricky to do. Okay, so now this needs to go on here like that, something like that. All right, so I got the angle wrong on there, but it is going to work. It's going to work for me, which is good news. Now that we're out of the hull, I can give you guys a little bit better look at what we're working with here. So I do need to change the angle of that, but as far as the pipe goes itself, it's pretty much how it needs to be. As you can see, there's not much gap there, if any. So yeah, this is fit together quite nice already. hoping that the welder works well for me for this because I kind of need it to. I'm going to make sure that everything is really clean, really well fitted together. I'm going to weld these pieces together, and then this is going to get welded to the water box. I got the first two pieces tacked together, and when I went to go outside to cool it off, I realized that I hadn't been recording. So that's a good start. We'll record tacking the second piece in place. That lines up perfectly there. I've got my gas lens installed with the Pyrex cup. Take it outside, cool it off, come back and put the next two pieces on. I don't expect it to look good. Probably a bunch of it's gonna have to be ground off, but let's have some fun with it, right? Gotta remember to keep rotating. You basically weld too far and you lose sight of the weld puddle, and that's when you end up dipping your tungsten in. Alright, this should work a whole lot better for me now. I can actually see what I'm working on and work towards myself. Before I was looking at it from above. I know better than that. I shouldn't have been doing that. All right, 2 down, 2 more to go. Halfway through the battle. I have to say it's going a way better than I expected. Although this is going to be the hard part, welding through the center. The reason why I'm saving that for last, well, the more welds I put in it, the more metal goes in. It'll be able to absorb the heat better, so. I was just about to set my timer to give the welder a break, and when I went to set the timer, I pulled out my phone and realized that it's almost 2 a.m. It's a new day. I just got done building up a new bicycle, a mountain bike for Stephanie, and I'm gonna get back into this. The welder was starting to act really poorly at the end of it yesterday, so see if just turning it off and leaving it sit overnight fixed it. Seven minutes on the camera. There's no way that this thing could be past its duty cycle already, because I'm not pushing that much amperage. A hard time to figure out how to set up for this. I think the main thing is that I'm not going to be able to weld very far. I'm going to just kind of weld maybe 3/4 of an inch and then stop. Yes! I was able to weld all those pieces together without burning through any of the metal. You can look inside. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick up on that, but I think the next thing that I have to do is actually figure out how to mount the water box in place, because until I do that, I don't actually know what angle or the exact angle that the inlet is going to come in on. I just came up with kind of a ridiculous idea for mounting the water box. I had made these two brackets out of a piece that I had previously made. I was going to weld these onto the bottom pipe and then make a plate that went across the bottom. It was going to fasten on to where the original water box and fuel tank tie downs go. I've decided to kind of change that. I want to keep it simple, lightweight, and easy to work on. So I'm just going to use some rubber hose so that it sits basically against the body. It might have some sort of different mount or bracket on the top, but this is probably mostly going to be held in place by the hoses going out through the sidewalls. Yes. All right. Leave an inch on here. And through the magic of movie editing, I now have two of these pieces made. They're not yet welded in place, as you can see. I need to set the angle of them. I want to make sure that these pipes line up perfectly with the pipe on the water box. And so these plates are actually going to be angled a little bit to allow for that. As far as the piece on the outside, so this will be sitting on the outside of the hull. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I might just leave it completely open and see what happens. I just threw this together quickly, so it's not the perfect shape, but yeah. I could do something like that, or I could do something like this. So I was thinking, you know, not this long, but I could do one of these elbow things and turn it straight back. I think I kind of like the raw look of it just being wide open. So I'm going to probably weld it up that way and hope for the best, see what happens. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then I may have to add something on to shield it from the water. So what I think I'm going to do here is put a tack on here, or maybe one here, and one here, and then grind away. You gotta like when the fusion weld goes well. Now that I have them like this, I'm basically gonna trim this piece off and try to fusion weld it all the way around. That looks pretty. Will it be strong enough? There's only one way to find out. All right. Well, how can we do this? I need something. Oh, wow. Don't touch anything, Joel. All right, be honest. Who thinks this is cool and who thinks it's kind of just dorky and stupid? I think it's kind of cool myself. Old exhaust. New exhaust. Okay, you guys be honest with me. Do you think that this is a good idea or a bad idea? Do you think it's actually going to work, or is it going to give me a lot of problems? I'm trying it. I think it's going to work pretty well, but yeah, I might be wrong. Just in case I wasn't clear, the outlets are actually what is going to be supporting most of the weight of the water box. So the water box is actually sitting directly on the fiberglass through the thickness of the hose. So when this is all clamped together, the hose itself is actually kind of going to be the bushing. The outlets are not fastened in there yet. They are going to be siliconed in place, and there's going to be 3 rivets, a rivet here, here, and here. And so that will be in there fairly securely. So yeah, most of the weight of the water box is actually going to be directly on the outlets. Fairly short pieces of hose, so I think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to cause me a problem. If it gives me problems, I can always change the design a little bit or make a mount for it. The weight on it or the vibrations on it are basically going to be up and down. Most of the forces are going to be up and down. And what isn't up and down is going to be a little bit of rotational forces. So based on what I understand, based on what I feel, I think that this is probably going to work really well and save me from coming up with any kind of silly intricate mounts. It's also going to give me lots of room for the inlet, and once it's all completed, it should actually give me a lot of clearance and really easy access to all the exhaust components. So the Stinger is going to come out here and basically straight shot into the water box. So I'm pretty excited about it. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys aren't too upset about me doing a quick and dirty edit in this video. I wanted to get the video out quickly, and quite honestly, after spending 14 hours on the last video, I was kind of burnt out and I needed to just kind of do an easy one. I hope to get a new video out in the next couple of days, maybe Sunday or Monday, but I can't say for sure. I'm currently in a bit of a struggle trying to find a crankshaft that was supposed to be shipped to me almost 2 months ago now. And if everything works out, I should have it coming up soon, so there will be more engine work. If everything works out, that will show up just when I'm finishing up this exhaust and make a nice seamless segue into that. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.